Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to add subscriber in Flodesk segment based on Typeform responses. So I am an educator and I'm providing online courses for which I have created a user registration form with the help of Typeform. Now on the based of course which the user is interested and which they want to pursue, they are going to submit the response, and based on that response I want to add each of the user, each of the registrant in my email marketing application, that is Flodesk, in different segments. So how we are going to automate this entire process? For this we will have to set up a connection between Typeform and Flodesk, and that we are going to do without the requirement of any coding and programming skills with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you also want to learn this amazing automation step by step, for that you have to come towards my screen. Welcome to my screen everyone. As I told you, we are going to learn over here step by step that how we can automatically add subscribers in our Flodesk account in different segments based on the responses which we have received from Typeform. So here let's suppose I am an educator and I provide online courses. Now here for the registration of these courses I have created a form with the help of Typeform. Now my objective is that whenever a new student is going to visit the website, submit this registration form according to the course in which they want to take the admission, then on base of their responses, on base of the course which they are selecting, I want to add the subscribers in my Flodesk account in two different segments. So I am providing two different courses, Java for Professionals and Advanced PHP course, for which I have created two different segments inside my Flodesk account so that I can send personalized and customized emails based on the courses for which the students have opted in. Okay. Here how I'm going to automate this entire process. For this I will simply set up a connection between my Typeform account and Flodesk account, and because they are not natively integrated, so we are going to connect them with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. So let's get started quickly. This is the homepage of Pabbly Connect, where we can reach by tapping the URL pabbly.com/connect in our browser. You can see we are running a Independence Day sale over here on Pabbly Connect. Here we have, now here after coming on the home page, you will find two options, sign in and sign up for free. In case if you are already an existing user, you can just click on sign in to log into your account. But if you are a new user, you have to click on this sign up for free button, which is going to create your free new account just in 2 minutes. And also when you will create your account, you will get 100 free tasks every month to explore this amazing software and to test multiple automations. Currently, because I'm already an existing user, so quickly I'm going to click on sign in. Now this is all app section where we can find all the products which are offered by Pabbly. To create this automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. As we have done that, it has taken us towards the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. So on this dashboard, you will be able to find all your workflows which you have created, and you can also create different folders over here to save our workflow separately and accordingly. Now to create a new workflow, you need to click on this create workflow option. Here a dialog boxes appear in front of us. So it is asking us to provide a name to this workflow. So I'm going to give a name over here. Add subscriber in Flodesk segment based on Typeform responses. After giving the name to my workflow, here I'm going to select the folder. So you can see I have multiple folders over here. I want to save this workflow in this automations for LMS. I have selected that and I will simply click on create. Now as we have done that, you can see that two windows are open in front of us. First is the trigger and the other is action. So what are trigger and actions? Trigger and actions are the two main concepts, the principles, or we can say these are the building blocks on which the entire automation works. The trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is the response towards our trigger. So whatever we are going to select in our trigger is going to command the entire workflow, and the actions are going to follow that same command. Therefore, we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can add as many action steps as we want. Let's suppose here my objective is that whenever a form will be submitted by a new student through Typeform, then automatically based on the response of that form, based on the course which he has selected, I want to add that user, add that registrant in my email marketing application, that is Flodesk, that too in different segments. We are going to take Typeform in our trigger and Flodesk in our action step. So when we are going to set up a connection between these applications, we can clearly see that action is going to follow what the trigger commands. Because when the trigger happens, that means when the form is submitted by the registrant, then only the details of that registrant will be captured and the person will be added as a subscriber in Flodesk in different segment, otherwise not. So after understanding the whole concept of trigger in action, let us quickly start creating the workflow step by step. To start the workflow, we have to go towards our trigger step. We have to select our trigger application. Over here, our trigger application will be Typeform. So let's quickly select that. Now we have to select the trigger event. So what is trigger event? Trigger event is the event on the happening of which the workflow is going to start or it is going to trigger. You can see we have two options over here, new entry beta or new entry. We are going to select new entry beta option over here as we want that whenever a new entry will be captured, that means whenever the form will be submitted in Typeform, then the response should be captured immediately and instantly of that form submission with all the details. So now we are going to click on connect to build the connection between Typeform and Pabbly Connect. Before that, you have to make sure that you are logged into your account. Over here we have two options to build the connection, add new connection or select existing connection. So among these options I'm going to select add new connection, and here I will simply click on connect with Typeform. Okay, now here Pabbly Connect is asking us for the permission to access our Typeform account. We will simply click on accept as our data is 100% safe with Pabbly. As we have done that, our authorization has become successful and the connection between Typeform and Pabbly Connect is done. So we'll move forward. Here it is asking us to select the form on the submission of which we want to capture the response. So you can see I have two options over here, my new form and course registration form. So first of all, I'm going to show you the form which I've created. So I will take you towards my Typeform account. Over here we have two options, two forms. So I'm going to click on first form. Okay, this is the form which I have created for the registration of the courses. It contains following fields: first name and last name of the user. Here we have the email address, phone number and the course for which you want to take the admission. So you can see I have two options over here, advanced PHP course and Java for professionals. So I am providing two courses, and on the selection of the course I want to add the user, the registrant, in different segments of my email marketing application, so that I will be able to send them the personalized emails according to their choice based on the courses which they have opted for. Okay, for that we have to set up the connection between this form and Pabbly Connect, so that whenever the form will be submitted, the response will be captured. So the form is already selected over here, course registration form. Now we will have to click on save and send test request button to capture the response, but before that we have to turn the simple response button on because we want to capture the response in simple terms. After doing this, let's click on save and send test request button. As we have done that, here it is showing waiting for response. This means that now we have to do a test submission. And how we are going to do that? Simply by submitting the form which we have created. So here, so that the response could be captured. So once again, I will take you back towards my Typeform account. We will go back towards the workspace, and these are the forms we have. So I want to capture the response of the form. We have connected this form only with Pabbly Connect. So we'll click on this three dots. We will copy the link of this form, and here I'm going to open it in a new tab. The form is open in front of us. I'm going to start entering the details in this form to submit it. So let's say the name of the registrant, the name of the student who is submitting this form is, the last name of this same student is, let's say, student only, new student. Okay, here I'm going to enter a random email address, new student 67@pabblytudes.com. Here I'm going to enter a phone number. So first of all, I'm going to select the country code. Okay, then I'm going to enter the phone number, a random phone number. All right. Then the main thing, that is the course to be selected. So here we have two options. Let's suppose I'm going to select Java for professionals. Okay, now when we have done that, we will simply submit the form, and the form is submitted. So we will go back towards Pabbly Connect. We will wait for the response for a few seconds over here, and the response is received. In this response, here we have the event ID. The type of the response is form response. Here we have the form ID. We have received the token over here. We have received the date and time at which the form is submitted. Okay, here we have received the definition ID. Title of the form is course registration form. We have received the fields ID as well. So here first of all we have the first name, we have the last name, we have the email and the phone number. So here we have received all these details as well. Here we have the first name value, that is new. Here we have the last name value, that is student. When we'll scroll down, you can see that here we have the email. Okay, we have received the phone number of the student as well as the course for which he has submitted the response. So here in the answer we have received Java for professionals. Alright, by using this response, now we are going to add the same student as a subscriber in Flodesk. Okay, for that we have to move forward, but because I have two course options, advanced PHP and Java for professionals, so whenever a form will be submitted, we are going to receive different responses. One student is going to submit the response for advanced PHP, another student is going to submit the response for Java for professionals. So how we are going to add them in different different segments. As I told you that the student who is opting for Java for Professional, I want to add that student in the segment given over here. And if the student is opting for Advanced PHP, then I want to add that student in the Advanced PHP segment in my Flodesk account. Okay, so in order to add these subscribers in Flodesk based on different conditions, based on different courses, we have to use two routes, okay, in our workflow. That the two route will contain different courses. If the person is going to opt for first course, it will be followed through first route, and if the person is going to opt for second course, it will be followed through the second route and will be added in different segments like this. So how we are going to do that? For applying these routes, we have to use router. So let's go towards our action step. We have to select router as our action application. Router is an amazing inbuilt feature of Pabbly which helps us to provide different routes in the workflow based on different conditions, and it is that very last step of every workflow. We cannot add any further step after router. So whatever steps we have to perform them inside the router as well. Okay, here we have to go towards action event, and our action event will be conditionally run. Let's click on connect. The connection is built successfully, and you can see we have received two routes over here, route 1 and the route 2. Okay, so let's follow the first route first of all. Okay, so first route over here will be for Java course for Professional, and the second route will be for Advanced PHP course. Accordingly, I'm going to follow. So first of all, let's go towards the first route. We will click on set filter and action steps. Now first of all, in this route we have to set the condition, that on the fulfillment of which condition we want to run the workflow through this route. I want that whenever a student is going to submit the Typeform response, and if the course which he has selected in that form will be equal to Java for Professionals, then I want to run the workflow through this route, because then I want to add that student in this Java for Professional segment in my Flodesk account. Okay, so here the filter condition will be applied, that if the response which we have received, here I'm going to select Java for Professional. So here we have to select the answer choice, that the answer which the student has opted is Java for Professionals. Then the filter type will be equal to, and here I'm going to enter the value that will be Java for Professionals. So if the label will be equal to value, then the workflow should continue. The label we have selected is the answer of the course selection of the student who has submitted the form. So if the course which the student has selected will be equal to Java for Professionals, then the workflow should continue with this particular route. So here, in order to insert the course name which we have received in the response, we have used mapping method. Mapping is inserting data from previous response. Here our previous response is given, and we have selected the course name from the response. So this means it has become dynamic. So the data which we have mapped is going to replace automatically. This means that now whenever a new response will be captured from Typeform, so automatically the data is going to replace. And if the data which we have mapped over here will not be equal to the Java for Professionals, then the workflow is going to stop over here. So here, because we have entered the value for this particular label as manually, so it is not going to replace automatically. Therefore, it will be same each time. Okay. Now let's check whether the condition is falling or not, and here the condition is absolutely true. That means we can further continue the workflow. So here, when the condition will be followed, the workflow is going to continue, otherwise it is going to stop. Now in that case, when the condition is true, what we want to add the person who has selected for Java for Professionals in the segment inside Flodesk, but we have to add that person as a subscriber. So first of all, we have to add a subscriber inside Flodesk, and then we will add that subscriber in a segment. So let's click on this add action step button. Our action application over here will be Flodesk. Okay, so let's select that quickly. Then our action event will be create or update subscriber. Let's click on connect. To build the connection, here I'm already logged into my account. We will go towards add new connection, and we'll click on connect with Flodesk. Now Pabbly Connect is asking us for the permission to access our Flodesk account. Now we'll click on continue over here, and Pabbly Connect is asking us for the permission to access our Flodesk account. It is 100% safe, so we'll simply click on allow, and our connection is successful. Okay, the authorization has become successful and the connection is made. Now it is asking us the field, by using which field you want to create the subscriber. Here we have two options, either we can add a subscriber ID or the email. We have received email in the earlier response by using which we want to add the subscriber. So here we are going to use email. Then we enter the field value. What is field value? The field which we have selected, we have to provide the value for that. That means the email of the subscriber. So here the email is received already in our earlier response. When I'm going to search for the email, this is the email which we have received. So let's select that, and it is mapped over here. As I told you, mapping makes the data dynamic. So when we have mapped this email, it is going to replace with each and every new response. So whenever the condition will be fulfilled, the response will be received automatically according to that new response. The email is going to replace in this field with the new email of that new person. Okay. Now in the similar manner, we are going to map the first name. So we have the first name as new, and here we have the last name as well, student. You have to map the answer fields only. Then here some of the details are not mandatory. Send opt-in confirmation emails to subscriber. If you want to send the opt-in confirmation, you can select yes, otherwise you can select no. Here we have the opt-in IP if you want to add, opt-in timestamp, and etc. If you have received any company from the response, you can also add that. I've just received the phone number, so I'm going to enter phone number only. I will map the phone number. I will simply click on save and send test request button. As we have done that, here we have the response. In this response, here we have received the ID. This means that the new student is added as a subscriber in our Flodesk account. So I'm going to take you towards my Flodesk account. We will go towards the audience section. Here we have all subscribers section over here. And you can see that yes, a new subscriber is added over here with a name with the same details. Now we want to add the subscriber inside our segment. So we will go back. We will select our action application. We'll click on this add action step button first of all, and here our action application will be Flodesk once again. Let's quickly select that. Then we have to select the action event, that will be add existing subscriber to a segment. We'll click on connect. Over here we will go with existing connection only, as we have already built the connection earlier. Then it is asking us the subscriber email, so let's quickly map the email once again. Then we have to enter the segment, in which segment you want to add this person. If the course is selected as Java for Professionals, then we want to add the person in the segment Java for Professional only. Okay, we have selected that. Let's click on save and send test request button. Here the response is received. Okay, now I'm going to take you towards my Flodesk account. We will go towards segments, and over here we have two segments. Okay, so I'm going to select this Java for Professional segment, and you can see that a new subscriber is added over here with the same details. New student is the name of the subscriber, and here we have all the details. Okay, this means that our connection is absolutely successful and our first route is ready. Okay, now we'll go towards the next route. That means when the student is going to opt for another course, that is advanced PHP, then we want to add that student in different segment, that is advanced PHP segment. Okay, so here when we'll go back, you can see we have the segment section. This is the second segment. I have advanced PHP course. Okay, so now in that condition we'll move towards the second route. We will select a filter condition. In this condition, we are going to map the response which we have received. Currently, because we have received Java for Professional, so we will map that only. Here we will map the answer of the course. But over here, we are going to change the value. So the value will be advanced PHP. So if in the response which we have received from Typeform, the course which the person has selected will be equal to advanced PHP, then we want to run the workflow through this particular route, because we want to add that person in the advanced PHP segment of Flodesk. Okay. So now because we are using mapping method, so here we have to just map the response which we have already captured. So in this way, when we have mapped the response, over here you can see that the response contains a value as Java for Professionals currently, because we have received the responses Java for Professional only. But here, because we have set the condition, when the workflow is going to run in real time, automatically the response will be capped and the data will be replaced over here, because we have mapped that. So if the response will be equal to advanced PHP, then the workflow will automatically continue with this route. But currently, because we have different option over here, so what we are going to do, we will simply click on save and send test request button, and you will receive the condition as false only. Okay, because condition is not fulfilling currently, because the value which we have given is not equal to the label. Now we'll move forward, because here we have mapped the data. So when the workflow is going to run in real time, automatically the label is going to replace. If the label will be equal to advanced PHP, then the workflow is going to continue. So here what we want, if the condition will be true in our case, we want to add the subscriber, and we want to add that same subscriber in the segment advanced PHP in Flodesk. So let's click on this add action step button. We will quickly select our action application as Flodesk over here. Our action event will be create or update subscriber. And here we'll go with the existing connection only, as we have already built the connection earlier. Field is already selected. I will map the email over here quickly. Okay, again and again I'm telling you that we are going to map the same details currently, because we are creating this connection. Once we will complete the workflow, once the integration will be successful, then when the workflow is going to run in real time, everything will be perfect. You do not have to do anything manually. After that, the details will get replaced automatically as the new response will be captured. Okay, now I'm going to map the first name, the last name. Alright, here we have the mobile number once again. Okay, and done. Let's click on save and send test request button, because we have already created this subscriber. So here we have received the response once again. Now what we will do, we will add this subscriber in. So here our action application will be once again Flodesk. Let's select that. Then we have our action event. The action event will be add existing subscriber to a segment. Let's click on connect. We'll go with the existing connection only. And here we have the email and the segment. So let's quickly map the email once again. and over here we'll mark the segment. This time we have advanced PHP course segment. Let's click on save and send test request button, and here we have received the response. Now I'm going to take you towards Flodesk once again. We'll open our segment, and you can see that the student is added over here in this segment. Okay, so because we have also added the same student to Java for Professional segment, we have two segments over here. This means that our connection is built successfully. Now what I will do, I will simply rename the routes over here. I will go towards the three dots. I will rename the first route as Java for Professionals, and then I will rename the second route as well, that is Advanced PHP. Okay, so we have named the routes with the name of the courses. Now once we have completed the workflow successfully, I'm going to run the workflow in real time. What I will do, I will go back towards my Typeform account. We'll go towards the form. I will copy the link of this form quickly, and I'm going to open it in a new tab. Now what I will do, I will simply submit this form with another details. Okay, let's say the name of the person is Smart User. Okay, here we have the email address smartuser201@pabblytudes.com. Here we have the phone number. I've entered that, and now finally I'm going to select the course. Let's say I'm going to select the course as Advanced PHP. Okay, and I will submit this form. As we have submitted the form, we'll go towards Flodesk. Here over here I'm going to go back, and I will open the segment Advanced PHP. As we have done that, you can see a new subscriber is recently added into this segment with the same details. The name of the subscriber is Smart User, and we have the same email address over here, smartuser201@pabblytudes.com. Here we have the segment name, that is Advanced PHP course. So because the student has opted for Advanced PHP course, the student is automatically added as a subscriber in the segment Advanced PHP course in my Flodesk account. Alright, okay, in the similar manner, once again when I'm going to open and copy the link, I'm going to open it in a new tab, and I'm going to submit it. Let's say this time the name is test student. The email is, let's say, teststudent21@pabblytudes.com, and I will select the phone number, and the course is this time, let's say, Java for Professionals. I will submit the response, and as we have done that, once again I'm going to take you towards Flodesk. Over here we'll go back towards the segments, and here I'm going to open the segment Java for Professionals. And yes, you can see that a new subscriber is added over here recently with the same details. Here we have the same email address, and the name is test student. This means that our workflow is running perfectly fine. So let's quickly summarize what we have done actually in this workflow. We have taken very simple steps: trigger and action. In trigger we have taken Typeform, and in action we have taken router. And in router we have taken two different routes, and we have connected both of them in such a way that now whenever a person is going to submit the form which we have created for the registration of courses in Typeform, then automatically on the basis of the course which the person has selected, that same person will be added as a subscriber in Flodesk into different segments. So in the similar manner, you can also very easily create this amazing automation. I have just taken the example in order to show you how you can set up this connection. The example is of course, but you can create this automation for any of the requirements you want. I hope this automation is helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but you can integrate multiple such applications without any coding or programming skills with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can reach out to us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any query, you can reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, you can reach out to the website given over here. Now, if you find this video helpful, do not forget to share it with your friends. And also please like our video and subscribe our channel for more such amazing automations.